Hi, Dr. Lucas here with PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. Today we're just going to have a quick video on the concept of carb cycling. So this concept is usually follows eating very low carb for a period of time and then alternating or cycling that with a very high carbohydrate period of time. So for a lot of people, they might follow what's called this ketogenic diet 5 days of the week and then have a really high carb refeed on the weekend. And we might call these high carb refeed scenarios our cheat meals. And so there is a lot of areas in this that I don't love. And as a side note, PhD, we are not following a ketogenic diet. We play with our carbs and proteins and fats and find the right macronutrient profile for each person. We know each person tolerates carbohydrates and different fats and proteins in different ways, so we're always navigating that. But this concept of having these really high carb days, we all pretty much know that sugar isn't good for the body. And we have these high carb days, we often call them our cheat days. And I don't like to use this term of cheat meals or cheat days because that word cheat has a negative connotation, which means that we've done something wrong or something that we shouldn't do. And then we have this shame and this guilt come back in there. And so I really don't like this concept of eating extremely low carb and then cycling it with these high carb cheat meals. When, we also look at weight loss at PhD that from an area of addiction recovery. And when we add these high carb foods back in that we are very strongly addicted to and we're trying to overcome this allows for a lot of challenges to present when we bring these foods back in that we say we love, that the body's not loving back. So we really need to watch for that. So if we get back to this, say, carb cycling concept of eating very low carb and then cycling that with these high carb, high refeed cheat days, we can actually look at the literature. And there's a recent study that looked at two different groups. One group was following a ketogenic diet 7 days a week. The other one was following a ketogenic diet 5 days a week. And then on the weekend, they had these high carb, high refeed cheat days. Well, the folks who followed the ketogenic diet 7 days a week lost weight and maintained their muscle mass. The folks who did the carb cycling, lower carb on the weekdays, higher carb on the weekends, dropped the same amount of weight, but they also dropped muscle, so they didn't lose as much fat. So just looking out for that. In maintenance with us at PhD, we get to experiment with what carbs we can bring back in and what foods are our trigger foods that just send us off the edge and what ones we can tolerate and we can maintain. So during maintenance with us at PhD, we can experiment with that. And we're not ever going to call a meal a cheat meal. We don't have that. This is just our lifestyle. It's how we are, it's what we do, and maybe 80 to 90% of the time we live this PhD lifestyle, that macronutrient composition that works for us best. And then once in a while, we choose to not eat that way, and it's okay. And we're not going to call it a cheat. We're not going to feel shame or guilt about that. We enjoy it, and then we move back into this lifestyle that supports us and allows us to feel best. So I hope that was helpful, and if you have any more questions wrapped around carb cycling, refeed days, ketogenic diets, feel free to ask, and I hope to help. Thank you.